Now, I wanted to kind of go through some of the specific notes that kind of just screamed off the screen in this particular game. First of all, Nikola Jokic is the best player on the floor, and it's not close. Like, Tatum is really good. The dude's on the rise. I've said this on the show before, but like, I think Tatum, by the time he's in his late 20s, being in the conversation for best player in the world is as sure a bet as you'll find in the league. He just continues to add strength. He continues to add versatility. A lot of this issue for Tatum is mostly related to just kind of him learning how to win at this type of game. And like, it frustrates me that he made the decision to lean into this pull-up three thing because, again, I talked about on the show, like, can he keep making them? 22 for 45 over a 10-game span. That's great, but he missed it for 2.5 years before that. And here we are, a big game, 1 for 8 from 3. It's just a really tough shot. It's just a really tough shot to be hunting as often as he hunts it, right? But like, Jokic is just clearly the best player. That's the first thing that screamed off the screen. Also, big shock, but Porzingis and Horford can't guard Nikola Jokic in the post one-on-one. They're going to have to do some sort of like double team and rotate approach to kind of deal with that. One of the looks that I really liked was when they put Porzingis on Aaron Gordon. And there were multiple possessions in this game where Kristaps Porzingis actually caused an issue for Jokic where the lob pass to Aaron Gordon was kind of open, but Porzingis is so damn long that getting the pass over the top of him is kind of low percentage. And there were multiple times where Jokic saw that develop and didn't throw the pass because he thought it was too risky. And so that's kind of an interesting thing that I could see them doing in a playoff series that other teams kind of have tried and failed with, which is Porzingis is kind of uniquely long enough to cover that much kind of like airspace and ground space around the rim, which I think is super valuable. The Porzingis pick and pop generated a lot of open shots, especially earlier in the game. I thought that was really interesting. Jamal Murray's shot making. The question was, Boston has all these lanky wings. Is Jamal Murray going to be able to hit his same tough twos over them that he hit over everybody in the playoffs last year? Absolutely no problem. He was unbelievable in this game. He was hitting them over Jaylen Brown. He was hitting them over Jayson Tatum. He was hitting them over the guards. He was hitting them over everybody. Jaylen Brown, 13 points on 19 shots. Once again, like, just kind of taking a lot of really difficult shots and then struggling to knock down the catch and shoot ones that were available in that physical game. Ignoring Aaron Gordon and Peyton Watson. This was a consistent issue for Denver. Specifically in the corners, Boston was ignoring those two guys in particular. Now, Peyton Watson had a couple of crazy sequences. He had a crazy help side block. He had some runouts in transition. He did hit a big three. There was a double closeout he had in the early second half where he chased Horford off of shooting a three on the left wing and then closed out to the corner and got a good contest on Jaylen Brown. His athleticism is just so interesting. I thought he settled for a lot of jumpers that he probably didn't need to take, specifically in the mid-range, where like I think that's why they ended up going away from him. He was 4 for 11 from the field, and the catch and shoot threes are one thing, but I don't think he needs to rush kind of mid-range jump shots early in the clock. But Aaron Gordon in particular, they were leaving wide open in the corner, and he was missing badly. That's kind of an interesting thing to keep an eye on. Neither team really trusts anyone on their bench. As a matter of fact, every single starter except for Drew Holiday played at least 36 minutes in a regular season game. That's pretty revealing. And the reason why Drew played 30 was they were leaning a lot on Al Horford in their kind of two big groups. Both teams were excellent on the offensive glass. There were a bunch of shots where like Nuggets players missed, but then Michael Porter Jr. and Aaron Gordon were active on the backside. Denver's starting lineup over the course of the season has grabbed 75% of available defensive rebounds, which would rank number one in the league. Sacramento's number one at 74% in defensive rebounding percentage. They gave up, 12 offensive rebounds in this game, and there were multiple sequences where Denver starters gave up multiple offensive rebounds in the same possession. That, to me, is the biggest testament of Boston's big advantage. And this is where, like, if Boston's going to win, this is how they win. And that is they are one of the few teams in the league that has the amount of ball handling and speed and passing and shooting ability to truly spread Denver out and wear them out with speed. And I thought Denver looked tired for stretches. I thought that was what caused them to struggle on the with offensive rebounding from Boston, was just literally they looked tired from Boston's speed. I thought that was a real advantage. Derek White in particular was getting everywhere he wanted. He was cooking Jokic with some pull-up jump shots there in that third quarter too. That to me is Boston's biggest advantage in this kind of matchup, is they are much faster. Denver's bigger, Boston is faster. But again, like I want to be clear. Denver's not an easy team to beat. They're the best team in the league, in my opinion. They're my championship contender. I've said this on the show before. I believe if Denver's core five are healthy, they're going to win the title. But Boston has advantages in this series. And Boston is capable of beating Denver in a series. But they have to find a way to win ugly. They've got to find a way to turn more of these mismatches into Tatum right at the damn basket. And yes, there were some plays where Tatum drove and got layups and dunks, and he had a floater over KCP, he had a nasty drive on Aaron Gordon for a two-hand flush. Like, Tatum can beat people off the dribble, but Denver's help side defense was weak in that situation, in large part because they were so fatigued. Like, they have to find a way to, like, defender on Tatum's backside, get him closer to the rim so he can get easy shots right near the basket. That is vitally important in my opinion. But man, what an entertaining basketball. I mean, I want to shout out both teams too, just for all their stars playing. How often this year have we seen like, oh, this guy's feeling a little sore, he's going to sit out? No, these guys love basketball, and they wanted to go out and they wanted to compete. I respect the hell out of them for doing so. And then lastly, I wanted to complain about the officiating for a second. Boston was on the short end of a really bad call at the end of the game, which was the over-the-back call of Porzingis on Nikola Jokic, where he had an offensive rebound and kind of took away a chance for Boston to tie. Now, you know my thing as it comes to the teams. Don't complain about officiating. It's one play. It's outside of your control, so it's a complete waste of your effort to even think about. But big picture, we had a hanging on the rim technical on Jayson Tatum. We had that over-the-back call from Kristaps Porzingis. NBA officials are the one thing standing in the way of this league reaching its full potential because they keep doing stupid stuff like that. Huge game, huge possession late, two centers battling for a rebound, and you call an over-the-back foul? Are you serious? Jokic wasn't even boxing him out. He was just standing there. And here's the thing. By the book, it's an over-the-back call, but it should not be called in that specific situation. The hanging on the rim technical, I swear they need to set up a trampoline at the NBA referee training center and just have these dudes run and dunk so that they can understand how difficult that is. And I don't know, maybe try having fun every once in a while. But again, I don't think it had an impact on the game. I'm a staunch believer in not even approaching that in terms of a mentality. But that was kind of annoying and kind of took a little bit of the shine off the apple of a great basketball game.